Alright. Thanks for accepting my invite for the formative interview. Uh, Welcome to the interview. Uh, can you say who you are? Like name, age, gender, occupation? That'd be nice.
Cool. Uh, my name's Gokul,
Hmm.
and I'm a boy,
Okay.
22-year-old,
Hmm.
and I'm currently doing masters
Hmm.
in southern part of India.
Okay.
And yeah, how's everything? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for joining the conversation. Also,
Yeah.
you mentioned you're a master's student. What major or department you're doing your master's in?
So we call it scope department in my college. It's basically computer science
Okay.
with a specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Oh, awesome. Uh, so you get to be in the front lines of AI. That's pretty cool. Um, all right. So tell me about what's keeping you busy these days, like school, work stuff, personal stuff, like whatever's on your plate.
You know, I honestly never find myself busy. I have all the time in the world, but
Hmm.
I get to do things at the last moment. The pressure comes when you reach the deadlines. It's a natural, what do you call it? Thing for like humans to rush.
Okay.
And
So, mm-hmm,
there's this thing like, you know, firstly, the culprit behind this is the comfort zone.
mm-hmm,
When I sit in my room, I obviously don't get to do things. But if I were in college and I had free hours, I would obviously do some stuff that, assignments or some kind of things which will, uh, you know, yeah, pretty good. The thing is, if I sit in my home, I have my PC and
mm-hmm,
obviously I have my friends hanging out in Discord.
mm-hmm.
I would definitely choose the best option to go hang out with them other than doing my stuff.
Uh,
You know, the
Fair
thought would
enough.
come like, I can
Mm-hmm,
do this later.
mm-hmm.
That's it.
So, when you're like doing things, so do you like plan to do certain things or on that certain day, and do you get it done? Like, what really happens? Like, walk me through like yesterday, for example, or any last recent productive day, for example.
No, you know, uh, I get motivation in terms of like money or something. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, if it's a freelance project, then
Mm-hmm.
I would do it like as ASAP. Like literally, if I get some projects right now, I'll just complete it ASAP. Like, I wouldn't replace my uh, one personal time to do the works like going to the gym or playing with my friends. But yeah, whenever I have the idle time, I would just do it in terms of like motivation. But let's say if I get to do my college project, which is absolutely, you know, you you could do it at the end. However,
Mm-hmm.
they are not going to check it, right? That kind of
Oh,
mindset. So, uh, I hope you understand.
yeah.
Do you have any?
I do. I have follow up for this.
So,
So
uh,
let's say you have a set of tasks for a day. In your scenario, you had a freelance project and a college project, for example. Uh,
uh,
how do you prioritize which one to do first and which one to like do it later? What's the thought process behind the prioritization?
I told you this earlier, right? If it's a freelance project, obviously you are getting some cash out of it, so you
Okay.
will do it anyway. But you know what? I'll put my best into those freelance projects because I don't want to people come to me and like complain about things.
Okay.
So
So
I
when a
would do it
monetary
as
value is
yeah.
involved in this, you're gonna obviously
Yeah,
prioritize on
same.
that.
I believe the same applies for every single person. Like you see,
That is fair.
people
Yeah.
work in corporates, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't. I have friends who work way too much
Okay.
for the pay they get. you know, they wouldn't question their hires. Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't they should go fight. No, it's not like that. But they should maintain a work-life balance, right? They
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't like because money is involved in it. So they even work like more than OT, right? OT.
Mm-hmm.
They even work OT, which they never get paid in India,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
especially in India,
okay.
though.
So they don't
So
get, okay, fair enough.
yeah, yeah.
I
Hope you
think,
understand. But
yeah,
yeah,
I'm just trying to dissect how you undertake these tasks. Especially
okay.
because okay, let me phrase it better and give you like a scenario based question. I think that would come across better. Okay, so let's say you have like a free Saturday, and you have like three things to get done. You have to do laundry, you have a work assignment, and then you have like talk to a friend and stuff like that. How do you think that day would go for you if you had to do like these three tasks?
You know what? I would start with laundry
Okay.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
Something physical would definitely wake you up in the morning. You wouldn't
Interesting.
feel
Okay.
sleepy after like
Mm-hmm.
doing some chores.
Mm-hmm.
Let it include cooking too, cooking as well, cooking or
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Sure.
I'm a gym guy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so I definitely prioritize the first physical task first.
Hmm.
And what were the next ones? The assignment and
Assignment and calling a friend.
okay, cool. I'd go with calling the friend second. You
Okay.
know, I'd give my most time to him because it's a Saturday, and and I
Fair
don't
enough.
get to work on Saturday. It's
Fair
fine.
enough.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I would, you know, and yeah, the rest of the day, it all aligns with my previous answers. I told you
Mm-hmm.
earlier that we can do this at the last moment. So
Mm-hmm.
it's Saturday, and people don't work,
Fair enough.
so we,
I was
we'll
just
do it at the end of the
curious.
day.
Mm-hmm. The thing I was curious about is that you like having pressure to do things at like the end almost. Is
No,
that right?
it is not like I do not like pressure.
Okay.
Uh, See, no one likes to be pressured, but they
Mm-hmm.
have to get it done before the
Mm-hmm.
thing. If
Okay.
you'll obviously get punished, not punished physically, if
The
I don't
thing
get to
I'm.
do my college projects,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there is something that will push you at the end to do it.
Fair enough.
But it also aligns with the comfort zone. I told you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sit in my room, so I don't get to do anything. If I sit in my college, then I
Mm-hmm.
would complete my works way long before deadlines, and I would
Mm-hmm.
be helping others to complete their tasks.
Okay. So, do you get distracted during any of these like work assignments and stuff like that usually?
Obviously, firstly, there is this comfort zone, and
Mm-hmm.
if I wasn't in my comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
and if as I told earlier, if I was in college, it's a place to perform. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously,
So
as a person
let's
who,
assume we don't have the comfort zone now and you have to get things done. What would be like
I
the
would say
rundown of
I'm
the
a bit better than other Gen Zs around here. I
okay.
don't have a social media handle. I only use WhatsApp and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, there is nothing much other than playing games which would distract me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I'm just not too distracted. The only
Mm-hmm.
things which will distract me are my green painted wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You would stare at the wall or the fan
Mm-hmm.
completely, zoned out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you'll snap back to work at a realization like no, no. But the thing is, you should ask like what point of work you would get distracted. If you're doing let's say if you're doing a project which involves code in it,
Mm-hmm.
and if you find any errors or bug which is not like it's not easy to debug it, or
Mm-hmm.
it's not if it's how do I say, like you don't know how to do it right
Okay.
at that
Mm-hmm.
point. You would have that a small feeling like we should probably give up or something. We can do this later. So
Mm-hmm.
at that point you would snap out of your work and start staring into walls or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So that's my kind of distraction. I personally do not I don't have media, so
Okay.
I do not look up into Instagram or Snapchat. So
Okay.
compared to others, I'm a bit okay-ish, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. But
Sure.
it's hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if I was focused completely in my task, so
Mm-hmm.
no one can stop me, right? Obviously I would become like 200 times, not 200 times,
Mm-hmm.
200% better at doing stuff. And it's a hard time for people nowadays. I'm just happy that I don't have a social media handle and I rarely watch movies. So yeah, I hope
All
you
right.
got what you want. Yeah, if you need any clarifications, you can go on.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily focused
Uh,
on getting things out of it like a gotcha. It is more like a interview where I
uh,
get to understand people's thought processes on like how
cool,
they get things done. Um,
cool. I hope you got different answers from me then.
yeah, I, I get different answers on every interview, which is interesting, and the
Nice.
thought process changes too. So, so let's say you have like a ton of stuff, right? And
Uh,
like, what really happens in your mind? Like, you have like a ton of things to do. Like, what happens? Like, usually, if you have like, let's say, 10, 20 tasks or something.
you know, again, it comes to where I am currently now. If it's in
Mm-hmm.
college, I would get it done. Honestly, how
Okay,
big of a
if you
task
were in
it is.
college,
I would get it in
if you're in
college, or
college, okay. Mm-hmm.
let us say that I got into work.
Mm-hmm.
I got a
Sure.
job,
Yeah.
fortunately,
Mm-hmm.
and I would do it. I would do it anyways. I'm pretty much no. I'm just way too confident. So it's not overconfidence, but
Okay.
I'm just way too confident that I can crack it. There's this saying like,
No,
if you put
not
enough
necessarily
time
like
into it,
not necessarily like
mm,
tasks. The tasks I'm saying
uh,
is it could be like regular tasks, like doing anything on that day.
simple ones.
Like it could be simple ones, hard ones doesn't really matter, but you have like a ton of work to do. Like what's like your first thought process on doing that?
Okay.
Like do you think about it? Do you what really goes on? Like do you get overwhelmed?
Yeah,
Like
y-
what really
yeah.
happens?
We should sort the task by I would do the first easy ones first.
Mm-hmm.
You know I wouldn't think much about it. If a task sounds easy, I would do it first. But some task may sound easy, but if you get to do it, it will unlock new side quests for you.
So,
You know, uh, I don't have an analogy to prove this,
mm-hmm.
but let's say if you're doing a simple Python script and if you couldn't connect the GPU with your local
Mm-hmm.
LLM, and it brings up a new task for you to complete it. So yeah, I first go for the small ones, and the thought process, I don't think much about
So
it.
immediately
You
you
should
sort it
uh,
out
yeah,
and then you get things
do
done, is it?
things. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not. It comes, if it's a college project or something, you should brainstorm about it. That is totally different. But if you say some simple tasks like day-to-day tasks or something like that, getting to work is the good thing for me, especially for me. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay. So then I'd like to ask this question because some people, from what I've heard, they tell me they spend more time thinking about the tasks than actually doing them. What's your experience with doing tasks and thinking about tasks?
If you start thinking, you would just keep thinking.
Okay.
That's the problem.
So you don't have the
See,
overthinking loop, I'm assuming.
thanks to my, uh, you know, I don't have media, thanks to
Mm-hmm.
myself. So I don't unnecessarily think. I just
Mm-hmm.
do simple tasks straight away. You know,
Okay.
uh,
So as soon as you get them, what I'm getting is that as soon as you have like a list of tasks, you don't really get overwhelmed. You choose which ones are the easiest ones, get them done first, and like eventually get them all done. That's what I'm
yeah,
getting from you.
we are humans. We are not programs. We don't
Mm-hmm.
need to be written to do
Mm-hmm.
certain things. We can directly do them. You
All
know,
right.
if you just
Mm-hmm.
think, you just keep thinking and overthinking, and sometimes, you might end
Mm-hmm.
up like, oh, whoa, what? Did I think too much for this simple task?
Mm-hmm.
That's
So let's say your friend is asking you to help on a project or something next week, and you immediately say yes. And so, what really happens between like you doing that stuff and like the week? So, do you like start about the project right away, forget it, or like you do it as the date approaches, or regret saying yes? Like, what really happens when someone asks you to like do stuff?
yeah. Firstly, if it's a thing which we should do in a combined way, that just like you and me
No,
sitting
in
in
this
this
scenario,
interview,
it is like your
uh,
friend's tasks.
me,
It is not
yeah,
yours
me myself,
necessarily. You're
I'm
just
doing
helping
his
them.
task. Oh,
You're just
okay.
helping them.
Then I will right away do it if I have the free time. But
Okay.
again, it depends. If I'm playing games or
Okay.
sitting hanging out with my Discord friends, I would postpone it. But
Mm-hmm.
I usually do my works in the morning. So I would definitely get to do it. As of
Mm-hmm.
now, as currently, I'm just a college student, so I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely do it. Also, you know, um, I believe that help would be not a big one, but it would
Mm-hmm.
take a lot of time, like 2 to 3 hours, which is fine by me, I would say. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I hope you got the answers. Whenever I have the time, I
Mm-hmm.
would do it, but not in the time. I'm hanging out with my friends or being myself.
All right. Tell me about like a time where you get like completely absorbed in something, where you like like lost track of time completely. Is there any scenarios where you like completely lost track of time?
Um, um, it's the ordinary answers, playing games, obviously, and but
Mm-hmm.
there are some cases in which uh, you will be binge watching some random
Mm-hmm.
YouTube videos,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, I would say they are good, but not necessarily, because I would watch some videos like real engineering
I
and
don't
science. Yeah,
in
yeah, go
terms
on.
of in terms of your answers, like I don't really think there is a good or bad in doing either of
Uh,
those. Like you could be watching videos for fun, like that doesn't necessarily mean bad. I'm just trying to
uh,
understand like the thought process. That's about it, not necessarily like good or bad. Just like how you approach tasks, if that makes sense.
um, yeah, yeah, kind of, but you know, uh,
So like
no,
in
no.
the scenario where you talked
Uh,
about like losing track of time while playing games or like binge watching like a YouTube series or something, how is it different from when you're doing like your regular tasks?
if I'm into regular task, I would be thinking uh about the outside world too. Okay, do you
Mm-hmm.
get it? If you sit and watch YouTube and play games,
Mm-hmm.
you would snap out of reality and immerse yourself in it. So that's what uh, you don't have you don't keep track of time while doing these things, right? You
Mm-hmm.
don't immerse yourself when you're doing works like
Mm-hmm.
you would be acting on the real world, right? So
Mm.
I I, I think this is a good answer. Let me know if you need anything clear and
No,
precise.
I think that is fair. Okay. uh I think we can go forward with like how do you remind yourself about things you need to do?
Mm, that's great. Uh, for me,
Mm-hmm.
when I wake up, I have this habit of reminding what I did the last day, and I just think about it. But I don't have any notes or something like that to keep track of what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Since I'm just a college student, I don't have much to
Mm-hmm.
do other than college projects
So
or
you, so most
going
of
to
the
gym.
time you
So
just remember them by
it's
default, is it?
yeah, it's either simple day-to-day tasks or
Mm-hmm.
those tasks are something uh, in your life. So let's say I'm studying a master's degree. So obviously I will do a lot of projects. So I would always keep them in mind. And I would go to the gym. Yeah, it's a daily routine. So I don't need to write these. But
Mm-hmm.
let's say if this would be a good example. As I told you earlier, I'm a freelancer. So
Mm-hmm.
let's assume that a client asked me to do a website and he tells me to do these especially. It should
Mm-hmm.
contain
Like
these.
requirements for a job. Yeah,
So
makes sense. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I wouldn't remember them. I have a pretty bad memory in listing out what people tell.
Mm-hmm.
So I would note them, honestly. I have a pretty
Okay.
bad memory in, even photographic and if you tell me 10 sentences, I would barely remember like three, three or two, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
three or two. Yeah,
So,
too bad.
like, let's say, like, a client is giving you ton of
You
requirements
know
on like
what?
a
I,
freelance
I don't
project.
even remember your previous question.
Okay.
Go
No,
on,
no,
go on.
no. This is a
Uh,
brand new question, so let's keep it this way.
yeah, go on, go
So,
on.
let's say a client gives you like 10 tasks or like specific requirements. How do you like keep track of it, those requirements?
Yeah, I'll just note it down and
Mm-hmm.
you know, le- can you elaborate like in terms of like
I'm just curious what tools you use or like to note it down. Like, do you use a notebook? Do you use an app? Do you have like any
notebook, pen
methodologies?
and paper, pen and
Okay,
paper with my bad handwriting? That would do.
okay.
Whatever you
Just
write,
just
you
regular
would
pen and
understand
paper,
it.
and you write it down in a
Yeah,
notebook or something.
I always have a small notepad with
Okay, you
me.
have a
That
notepad specifically for noting down things to get done.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly. Have one.
all right. So do you like go through it every day, or is it only you only use it when you have to go through
For
specific information?
when you have certain things to do in a project or some
Okay,
requirements, why
okay.
a pen and paper? It's because you can draw stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it's an app, I don't think you can draw something into it.
Mm-hmm.
It relies on only text.
Okay,
And if it's a pen and paper, I could draw and put arrow marks. This goes here. I would make relations between them. Blah
okay,
blah.
okay. Makes
It's
sense.
more detailed.
Mm-hmm. You prefer doing it on hard paper, and you like the convenience of drawing pretty much, and
Exactly,
on like
exactly.
phone apps, you don't necessarily like big, when it's text only. Okay,
If you touch your phone in middle of something, I would say obviously you will get distracted. Some notification is going to pop up and you're going to
okay.
snap out of reality.
So
So
instead of
it's
so
better
you
to
note it down in a notebook because you don't want to get distracted. Is that it?
again and for convenience. Let's say two
Okay.
points for convenience and
So if it was like an
distraction.
app or something, you'd probably get distracted. Is
Exactly.
okay.
Your phone will always pop out some notifications,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So do you have any apps that you use daily without fail? It could be anything, any type of apps.
Just for noting my progress in the gym, there is
Okay.
this app I created myself. So
Okay.
that's it. And no, nothing else other than YouTube and WhatsApp.
I would consider Gym
Then that
Progress app uh as something like a productivity app you use every single day, similar to how people use
exactly,
tasks. So
exactly.
so in the
I
Gym
told you
Progress
earlier,
app,
like,
do you have like any
uh,
specific things you'd note down on it?
yeah, that's what I was about to tell. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I have a hard time remembering, like, listing or, keeping track of 10 or 20 things in my mind, like simple numbers or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if I'm doing bicep curls
Mm-hmm.
for 3 sets,
Mm-hmm.
I have to keep track of how many reps I did in each set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having a pretty bad memory, I couldn't do it myself. So
So if it's
I would
like
note
counting
it
to
down
100,
using
but
the app.
then you don't want to
Yeah.
lose track. Okay, it's
No, it's
more.
not 100. Let's say if I did a set of three
Mm-hmm.
sets of
No,
bicep
no,
curls, in
it's
each
just to
set
like
I
count almost. This I'm asking is it just for like counting or?
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
See, this week I would train today if I train biceps, and the next week I would train bicep, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on the next week I should think about like how many reps did I do the last week. So I should be doing one or two more than the last week, right?
Okay.
For that I need to know how many reps did I do last week. So
Mm-hmm.
if you ask the future me how many I did, I would definitely forget about it. So the
Okay.
app helps me keep track of it. So
Okay.
it's just a no uh, number saving feature. Like I
Okay.
would just put the inputs as numbers, how many
Okay.
reps I did for each set. That's it. That's all
Makes
it
sense.
does.
Makes sense. Any other apps do you
Yeah.
use every single day?
YouTube, WhatsApp, and nothing much. As
Okay.
you
Like,
know, Wednesday comes, it the KFC opens. That's all.
okay. So for you, it is you don't necessarily use any apps other than the stuff that is required for day to day.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Do you
Do
use
I
any
have
apps that has like streaks on it?
that
Like
has had
like
that has what?
Snapchat or Duolingo or something like that? And like, how do you feel about
I
streaks on
I
apps?
used to work with Brilliant, Brilliant that
Okay.
you know
The learning app. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
aware
a
of
learning app.
Brilliant. Mm-hmm.
But it's for people like I'm not reviewing the app yet, but let me keep it short. It's for people like who don't have a technical background or something like that. Those people can learn on it. But I was learning on it for like 2 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
I just realized this is nothing new or something for me.
Okay.
So I just stopped it. But
Even
at the
if it was
time,
like nothing new,
uh,
what kept you
mm,
coming back for like 2 weeks in the app?
it pushes notifications just like Duolingo. It tells like
Okay.
your streak is about to end. Every single day, you just need to do two or three problems every single day. It barely takes like 30 seconds, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not a big deal for me. As I told you earlier, it's very, very easy for me. I was enrolled in a Python thing inside it, a Python course, something like that, for
So the
programming.
notification nudges keep you coming back to the app in the streak system. Is that
I would
right?
say, yeah, but you have to keep this in mind. Like the second the notification pops, I wouldn't touch my phone. So it's like,
Okay.
let's say
So let's say if it was the exact same app and you
I
had to do something like a hard task, would you do it? Or because it's easy, you're like clicking the notification.
see, there's this thing like Brilliant was uh way too easy for my
Mm-hmm.
education. So I wouldn't mind doing it, but let's assume that it has some very higher level of Python programming,
Mm-hmm.
and let's assume that the task takes like 5 minutes. Five
Mm-hmm.
minutes, then I would definitely do it. But if it takes up to an hour or 30 minutes or something like that, I wouldn't spend my time in just
Mm-hmm.
an app. So,
All
you
right.
know, if it's something like learning new, then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but let's say if you don't know anything about it, and I don't want to roll over my head,
Okay.
looking at
Mm-hmm.
staring at the app for 30 minutes. I would rather use Claude or GPT to, learn something new about that
Okay.
specific problem. Yeah.
Have you tried using any productivity apps in the past? And what's your
Nope,
experience with them? Okay.
nope. I just try to, do things. That's all. I
Okay.
don't think much about them.
o-
Those apps for those apps are for people who think a lot. I
Okay.
would say,
Okay.
you know.
So you don't have a hard time with that. Okay. Makes a lot of
Uh,
sense. All right. I
uh,
need to learn about your time perception. So, like, when does a deadline become real to you? Like, you have something to get done. Like, does the deadline become real like a month ago, like a week ago, or like the night before? Or when does the like
okay.
panic sets in?
For me personally, if it's very something very big,
Mm-hmm.
then it would sit no, the day before.
Mm-hmm.
the last day. Um, I have written my semester exams. I
Mm-hmm.
have studied for my semester exams the very morning.
Okay.
You know, so the exam would be around like 9:30, and I would be starting around like 6 a.m. or
Mm-hmm.
6:30.
So, like,
So,
what
but in
really
my,
changes? What really changes
for
when you
me,
it in the, like
I
morning
never
of the
feel
exam
pressure.
versus like 10 hours before the exam? What really changes the thought process?
For me, I'm just very confident and I'm very brave enough to do these. So,
Okay.
you know, if it's a very tough exam, then I would start studying the previous day, not the very morning. But
Okay.
if it's something that I know, let's
Mm-hmm.
say if it's a large language model exam, I would definitely know stuff what
Mm-hmm.
to write. So it's not a big deal. I would think the very morning, like, do we need to start this at 6 a.m.? We can do it at
Mm-hmm.
8.
Okay. So you postpone it
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's not postponing. I would call it like this time is enough for this thing.
Okay.
I would
So
say
you
like,
you
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 know,
preemptively like
uh,
time manage it to a certain point where
ah,
okay, makes sense.
exactly.
Makes sense.
I don't want to waste my life like
Mm,
studying.
okay.
I
No,
would rather implement stuff.
it's not
Ah,
necessarily about studying or anything. It could be any task.
no, no.
That's the
Okay.
thing I'm getting at. Okay. So let's say like
Mm-hmm.
you have like a boring task, like you have to do emails, paperwork, chores, like not necessarily like work stuff, just like regular day, everyday chores or something. Like uh, how do you do it? Like, do you do it immediately? Like, or what really goes through on those processes?
Immediately.
Okay.
I don't think much about it. Like if it involves interacting with another person, I won't do it. I would
Mm-hmm.
just
So let's say you have
ping them
like
like,
okay, let me give you like a scenario on this. So let's say you have to do like a 5 page report. You have like 2 weeks. Like
mm,
what really happens during those 2 weeks? How would you like
the first
manage
week
them?
I would obviously forget about it.
Okay,
I would do it in the last 3 days.
okay.
Uh, yeah. So if
It,
you
in
ask
the
me like
first week, you
what
have
would the
zero
last
anxiety or panic about getting it done, or
nah
is it okay?
nah.
Okay,
You know, uh, in
like
India we have this problem like,
mm-hmm.
if you do it earlier, you will definitely need to do changes. You know,
No.
uh,
I don't really. I'm not really asking for that. I'm just
uh,
curious. Because what insights I get from it is that usually on day one you think about the project on like when should I get it done or how long will it take me to get things done, and you automatically calculate that I'll only need like set x amount of time and I get it done at x amount of time. Is that right?
okay. There are scenarios based on
Okay.
this. Like in today's world, we have AI, so
No,
I
no.
choose. Uh,
I'm not necessarily asking about
hmm,
that. I'm thinking about how you get things done.
that's what. You know, uh, I would say there is this phase, right? Like give the hardest work to the laziest person.
Okay.
Oh,
All
uh,
right. uh So, how
cut my.
accurate you are on estimating like how long things will take usually?
Too bad. Too too bad. Because
Is there
um
any recent example of uh, a a bad estimate on things getting things done at a certain time?
you plan some things to get it done and it doesn't work the way you planned, right? It applies almost to every single thing. So yeah, I would say I'm just too bad at it. Even though
Uh,
I'm quite experienced, I'm 22 years old, but no, I'm too bad at it. Let's assume that uh, I have a Python project which is very simple, but
mhm,
when you get to do it, you'll have some other problems like environments, dependencies that would extend the time. So let's say I'm very bad at it. But if you
mhm.
ask me, do you plan with the worst case scenario, like how long would it take? I would, I hope you get it.
All
Like,
right.
if the task takes
So,
like 15 minutes, worst case,
okay.
it can also take 6 hours.
Hmm.
So, If everything goes wrong, it would take 6 hours. So I wanna
Okay.
something like that.
All right. So tell me about the last time you actually finished something like really ahead of schedule.
Mm, no, it doesn't mean necessarily, but yeah, this was this one thing which I had the project already done, so you know
Mhm.
it doesn't come into
Okay.
count.
So
But
there's
yeah,
specific
so
scenarios. Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. Um, when you do like finish these tasks like really quickly, is there any specific conditions that make you do that?
Yeah, day-to-day life. Let's say for the last 3 days, me and my friends are going to go to Thailand. Then I would do it the earlier day, right?
Okay, so
So
it's like
there's
interest based almost.
exactly.
Okay.
So if there is no obstruction, then
Mm-hmm.
I would keep the final days to do the work.
All right. So let's say if you can like record yourself for a day and you look at like how much time you spend on things, would you be surprised about anything?
Nah, I would just be disappointed. Like, how long am I taking this to do? It's a
Okay.
simple one, you
How
know.
long? How long tasks take? Okay, that's a good answer. Okay.
No, yeah.
All right. About the stuff we talked today, on a scale of like 1 to 10, uh, does any of that impact your daily life?
No, the
Okay.
things we talked about today impacting my daily life.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't feel anything. No, I,
Okay.
I feel like I cannot answer this.
Okay. Like,
Let's take it
let's say you have to.
somewhere.
Let's say you have like a magic wand. Okay, and you
Uh,
can change like one thing about you on how you approach tasks. What would it be?
let's say what was that?
Let's say
Let's say.
let's say you have like a
Uh,
magic wand
uh,
and you can change like one thing about how you approach tasks. What would it be?
God give me memory.
Okay.
That is what
All right.
all I ask for. Like,
Mm-hmm.
have pretty bad memory
Mm-hmm.
remembering things, but
Do, even you mentioned multiple
focus
times that
is
you have bad memory. Do you use
yeah.
anything to uh, fix that?
I think no. In some cases, that notepad would help. Some things to remember would help, but
Mhm.
have this thing for like almost half a decade. So
Okay.
no, currently have no solutions for it. But you know, uh, I think the main culprit is playing games because I
Okay.
am just adapted to it. I guess
Okay. That's fair. I
I
would say
do
doing.
I do
I'd say
things very
playing
quick,
games
but
is a task
uh,
as well. I don't necessarily like count it as not a task or something else. So,
but you don't
uh,
need much
mhm.
memory in
Fair
games. You
enough.
just have to
Okay.
act fast, so your brain just adapts
Like, let's
adapts
say you
into
have.
like
Okay,
things like
so when you're like getting things done, is there something that frustrates you that we haven't covered today? Is there any
no, that's what
frustrations?
like the frustration part leads to that snapping out of it and staring into blank space. That
Okay.
includes like you know you have to wait for something like let's say I have to do laundry and the power goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You know you at that point you would just do nothing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that
Okay.
external factors and
So you want to do
that would
something at all times. You don't
uh,
want idle times. Is what I'm getting from you. Is that right?
idle times as in I need some time to go to gym and play games, something like that. But
Mhm. Like
we also
no,
need
in this scenario where you were explaining me if like you're
yeah, oh,
frustrated
okay,
when
okay.
electricity
In
goes
terms
off or
of yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, exactly. In terms
Okay.
of doing tasks, yeah,
Okay.
you should be at least
While doing a task, you
looking
don't
at
want
your
it to be
you know
disrupted or interrupted. As
let's take a task like you're writing a Python code and you face an error and you're looking to solve an error. It's not sitting idle. You're doing something to solve it, right? It doesn't come under sitting idle. But as of the power cut in laundry, it comes under
Mhm.
sitting idle. Hope you understand.
All right. Um, thank you for answering my questions. I think that's all the questions I have for you today.
Oh, cool. Such a good interview.
All right.